Welcome to Create and Orchestrate. Today, we're going to talk about the art of the side hustle.
I'm Marcus Whitney, and this is Create and Orchestrate.
Okay, so one of our viewers, my buddy Paul, he goes to Tennessee State University. He's a fantastic engineer and budding entrepreneur, has lots of great ideas. And he dropped me an email just yesterday, and it was a great email. I hadn't really thought about addressing this yet, but it was about what should he do? Like, he's gonna graduate and he feels like he needs to get experience, so he should probably go get a job, but he's got all these ideas and he's got this passion, but he doesn't really have a great kind of foundation yet to launch his own business. And so what should he do with that, right? And so I haven't answered him yet directly because I'm answering via this show. But Paul, I think the answer is you got to do what ultimately you're most comfortable with. But if you do decide to take a job, which I think would be great because you will get great experience and hopefully you'll have great mentors working that job. I've worked jobs and it's been a great part of my entrepreneurial journey. Dude, have a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like create a small night and weekend business that you can run in addition to doing your job. And I'm gonna give you the reasons why I think that's a good idea. So one, there's no replacement for experience at all, right? So even if you work a job and you're getting kind of on the job experience, it's not the same thing as entrepreneurial experience, right? The experience that it takes to kind of work through a business model, work through projections, actually engage in sales, engage in marketing, engage in creating a product, selling a product, supporting a product. There's no replacement for that, right? If you do a side hustle and just kind of scale it to what your time and energy will allow, it'll allow you to start to get those hours in of experience that you will ultimately really appreciate when you go full time in your venture. Also, you'll just learn a lot of things about the way you want to do business. It's very difficult to replace that just by dreaming about it, right? So I think that's a great thing about doing a side hustle. Another thing that is really important is you will learn a lot of the really hard lessons. You'll make some mistakes, but you'll learn a lot of hard lessons while you still have a foundation of a day-to-day job, which is great. So, when you're out there and you don't have any safety net and you make really big mistakes in entrepreneurship, those really big mistakes can have a really big impact on your life, right? So for a lot of people, that's not reasonable, that's not an acceptable amount of risk, and I think that's totally okay. So that's a great reason to do a side hustle where the risk is not as high, the stakes aren't as high, and when you make those mistakes, they're much more academic in nature, right? As opposed to like they're actually gonna impact your ability to pay rent, right? So I don't think anybody in their very first venture should just kind of do that unless they have that kind of risk tolerance and they're prepared to kind of throw it all on the line. The third thing is it will get you used to the type of hours you have to work as an entrepreneur, right? So when you have a job, you work 8 to 5 and then maybe you put in some extra work. But when you have that side hustle, that's when you're starting to put in those 12-hour days and you're working on the weekends. Every entrepreneur who I know is really getting it. They're working 6 days a week and it's 12 to 14 hours a day. It's just the reality of it, right? So if you do a side hustle, you start to build that conditioning of the kind of work ethic that you need in order to be able to thrive in a true entrepreneurial experience, right? So those are 3 good reasons why you absolutely should start a side hustle if you already have a job. You don't have to quit your job and replace that entire safety net to start to build some entrepreneurial muscle, some experience, and gain some wisdom in the process. So Paul, that's my answer for you. I wish you the best in trying to figure out exactly which direction you're gonna go in, but I'm sure you're gonna be massively successful no matter what you choose. One love.